Hello my little sushi rolls, and welcome to Technos Arcade 1 for the Evercade. We wrote a bit about this on Rise Digital last week, so I thought we could give you a look at how it all goes. We're not going to spend too long on each game because there's obviously 8 different games here. We'll just spend a credit or 2 on each one just so you can get an idea of how each one of them looks and what they're like. Some of them you'll probably be well familiar with already, things like Double Dragon 2. Others might be a little bit less familiar, so this will be a nice opportunity to take a look at a few sort of slightly more obscure Japanese games and a few well-known ones, which is basically the Evercade experience in a nutshell. You buy a cartridge, you get some stuff that everyone's heard of, you get some stuff that no one's heard of, and you have a thoroughly lovely time. We're running on the Evercade VS here. This is the Evercade home console that outputs at 1080p. There's also now a firmware update for the handheld as well that brings the handheld's interface pretty much in line with what you're seeing here as well. So it's got all the lovely large box art and arcade flyers and game information and so on. So be sure to update that if you've got one of the handhelds. And if you need any help with that, make sure that you join the official Evercade Discord, because there's lots of lovely people there who are more than happy to help out and discuss the games with you. Anyway, so let's have a look at these one at a time. So we're going to start with Battle Lane Volume 5, which is not a game I'd come across at all before this compilation here. Despite being called Volume 5, I am not aware of any other games called Battle Lane Volume 1, 2, 3 or 4, so it's just called that for some reason. So, the fate of the country hangs in the balance. Jump on your motorcycle and break through the enemy checkpoints with your machine gun, bazooka and driving skills. And if we look down here, pretty simple controls. D-pad to move the motorcycle, select to enter a coin, because this is an arcade game, remember, start to start the game, B to fire the machine gun, and A to fire your missiles. So I'm just going to hit last save because I've been saving my high scores in this. And this just picks up where you left off, basically. And these saves can carry back and forth across between the VS and the handheld as well, because they're saved on the cartridge. Okay, so let's have a go. Insert the coin. And off we go. So this is a pretty simple and straightforward game. It's essentially a vertically scrolling shooter. But it's got a sort of driving game aspect to it as well. I guess you compare it to stuff like Burning Rubber and Spy Hunter and that sort of thing. In that it's very much sort of combat racing, if you will. Whoops! It's also incredibly difficult. So if you find yourself struggling with this one the first few times you play, don't fret. It's supposed to be like that. Whoops. Not showing the game at its best. Yeah, remember this was an arcade game, so a lot of the whole point behind it was to get people to keep pumping those quarters in. Or your 10p's or your 50p's if you are a British person like me. Right, so your machine gun can take down most men with one hit. So you can sort of shoot off the driver of a motorcycle or the gunner on a vehicle or something like that. But if you want some bonus points, you want to use your rocket launcher and actually destroy the vehicles with a rocket launcher, because you get more points for doing that. But we're dead, so let's have another go. Player 1, ready! So you've got to be careful with those motorcycles as well, because while they're sort of careening off the road like that, you can still crash into them. So you need to be quite careful. And watch out for the bullets. The bullet patterns in this are actually really simple, but because you have so much to concentrate on all at the same time while you're playing this game, it can sometimes feel incredibly daunting when there's a whole bunch of stuff coming towards you at the same time. Did a little bit better that time, but still not great. I am capable of much better than this, let me assure you. It's the pressure of performing on camera, of course it is. It's not that I suck at all. Yeah. Maybe it is that I suck a little bit. I will admit, despite the fact I am better than what I am currently showing you, I have not yet finished the first level of this game. Oh no. So while I am definitely capable of what you're seeing right now, I'm not capable of that much better. But I'm capable of enough to get that high score you can see in the top right corner. 46,050 points. Most of that is a big bonus you get upon completion of the first part of the level. Right, let's just concentrate on surviving. We don't need to score loads of points, we just need to survive, because there's no points to be scored while you're dead, are there? Of course not. Oh no! Super dumb. Alright. Carefully negotiate around. Don't put yourself in a position where you can get trapped. Good. Nicely done. 5 missiles. Who would possibly need any more than that? Me is the answer. Taking out those big trucks with the missiles is good because it gets you lots of points, and they're also quite dangerous as well because they have a lot of people manning them. Whoops. Those big trucks, if you don't have the missiles to take them on, you can just also go straight round them as well, because they don't sort of slow down to take you out or anything. Oh no! Curses. Right, one more try, then we'll move on. Alright, let's do this. Oh, missed. That's not going to help me out, is it? Yeah, the bazooka power-ups always appear in the same locations. So quite an important part of getting good at this game is learning where those are and being ready to grab them at a moment's notice. Alright, it's good. It's all good. Everything's fine. Nope. We'll just go straight past you, shall we? Oh no, I'm out of missiles. I'm out of missiles. No, I can't do it. This is a bad point in the level to have no missiles. Let me tell you straight. Oh no. This game's really hard, but I do like it. I really like the music and just the overall kind of vibe of it. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, so this is the end of the level. The end of each level ends up with this sort of swarm of incoming enemies, some of whom will drop rocket launchers for you. And what you need to do is you have to hit the gate 5 times with rocket launchers while not getting shot or walking into any enemies. That was not a bad effort, but I've got 13 missiles. So the difficult part in this is just avoiding the enemies, because if you just walk into a soldier, you will take damage. You will die, rather, immediately. There is no taking damage in this, it's just death. Oh no! It was all going so well up until that point. Anyway, that's Battle Lane Volume 5. Let us zip out and see what's next. So next up is Block Out. This is a puzzle game. Have I done well enough to get a high score on this one? Let me just load my last save, just in case. Alright. So let's start from the beginning for the warm-up. Challenge me. Right, so your objective in this game is to drop blocks into the pit, and you have to make complete faces. A face is a complete layer of blocks all on one level. So in order to do that, you can move the blocks around, you can drop them quickly, and probably most importantly, you can rotate them in 3 different directions. There's one face, and you see all the stuff above it will drop down after you've made one face. That slots in there. So the main difficulty most people will probably have with this one is getting to grips with the controls, because there are 3 separate buttons for rotating the blocks in different directions, and it takes quite a while to get your head around which one you need at which time. And unfortunately, there's no real easy way to remember it. You just have to learn it, basically. It's not so bad when you're dealing with regular shapes like the squares and so on, but when you start getting into things like the sort of S-shaped pieces and that kind of thing, it can get a little bit more challenging. There we go. No. Oh no. You go there. You see that each layer in the well has its own colour as well, so you can easily distinguish what layer of things you're working on at any given time. And over at the bottom right, you can see there's information on your current pit. It's 4x4 by 11, so that means it's 4x4 across the bottom, so it's a square, and it's 11 layers high. So you can stack blocks up to 11 high inside the grid.
You are worthy of it, but I will lose the next game.
First level, pretty straightforward. Second level, much harder. Observe. See, now we've got a much smaller grid to deal with, and we've also got shapes like this to worry about. So you got that. No, that way. There we go. See, it's just a little bit tricky to judge things like the S-shaped pieces with the perspective, because you need to be clear on which way they're facing. Let's turn that way up, and then spin that around, put that there. There we go. I normally have to continue on this stage. Let me just see if I can actually do a bit better than I normally do. Spinny, 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 spinny. Oh, that's not good. You go there. That's also not good. You go there. Oh, I don't like you. Oh, I've done it! I've done it with no continue. There we are. You have witnessed history. You've witnessed history. Pete finishes stage 2 of Blockout without having to continue. Now, interestingly enough, I think this level's actually a little bit easier, just because of the shape. Or is it though? Because I think it's just the same shape but the other way round, isn't it? So if I put that way around there, and then no. Oh no. Panic! There we go. See what I mean? Awkward. Right, you go. Stop giving me this horrible piece. I don't like it. So you give me another one. Good. It's just what I wanted. Go that way around. There we go. Okay, I can live with that one. That way. And that way. Nice! Right. No. This way and this way? T-shape! Oh no. Sure. Whatever. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Down here? I don't know. Oh, that was stupid. That was just me pressing the wrong button. Oh, and again. I think it might all be over. Just a thought. Just a thought. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. We're out there. Anyway, I'm sure you get the idea of how blockout works from that. I've got a high score though, so let me just pop in my name, or my initials anyway.
I warned
you.
Nobody beats me.
No, well, you're right. But, you know, I got 3,136 points. And I'm happy with that. I'm perfectly comfortable with that. I'm perfectly comfortable with being 9th. Winners, don't choose drugs. Quick save. There we are. That saves my updated high score table onto the Evercade. Onto the cartridge, rather. So I can then, anytime I want to play that again and keep my high scores, I can just go last save and pick up where I left off. Alright, next up, Double Dragon 2, probably the most well-known game on here, excuse me. Seeking revenge for their defeat by Billy and Jimmy Lee, the Black Warriors have shot Billy's girlfriend Marion to death. Across 4 missions, it's up to the brothers to exact their revenge. So, this is classic, genre-defining beat-em-up here. Oh my god, Marion, oh no! And you know she's dead because she disappeared. So we get immediately into the action by getting repeatedly punched in the face. So, as a spiritual successor to Renegade, another one of Technos Japan's early works, in Double Dragon 2, rather than just having an attack and a jump button as you do in some other beat-em-ups, you actually have an attack left and an attack right button in this one. So you have to press the appropriate button for the direction you want to attack. And it also takes into account things like the direction that you're facing. So if you're facing that way and you do attack right, you'll do a back kick behind you. There's actually quite a good mix of different moves you can do in that way. There's throws and stuff. The only thing that's sort of really lacking from this compared to more modern beat-em-ups, so stuff from sort of, say, like Streets of Rage and stuff, or the Konami brawlers, there's no run facility in it, so you can't double tap a direction and run. You can jump, and you can jump and attack, so there are sort of jump kicks you can do. And as you can see, there are weapons as well, ouch, which enemies are more than willing to pick up and hit you repeatedly about the face and neck with. Hello. How are you? Ow. Please don't do that. Oh no! I grew up playing the Atari ST version of this, and I remember not sort of rating it that much at the time, but having spent a bit of time with the arcade version here on Evercade, the ST version was actually not all that bad. The only thing it was really lacking was the continuous background music. But the actual graphics were very close to this arcade original. It played slightly slower, so it wasn't quite as smooth as this is. And also you only had a single button on the Atari ST joystick, so you had to sort of press the fly button and push various different directions to do different moves, which wasn't the most practical way of playing, but it was all we had at the time. So multi-button controllers were very much console domain at the time, as most of the home computers were still using the same joystick connector that was used on the Atari 2600. But I mean, as early and as simple and as relatively primitive as Double Dragon 2 is, it has all of the fundamentals of the beat-em-up genre. So the game is all about understanding reach, the reach of your various different attacks and the reach of the enemies, controlling space, making sure that you use your attacks at the optimal range so that you can sort of control as much space as possible at a time. And ideally keep yourself safe. But I don't think we're going to survive much past this next part here. But we did get our health refilled. Partially, anyway. Alright, let's see how far we can get on just this one credit. And then we will move on to the controversial Double Dragon 3. I will explain why that is controversial if you haven't read my article already when we get to it. Have a big heavy thing. Yes. Stop it. Punch, 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 punch. Knee in the face, knee in the face, knee in the face. Punch, 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 punch. Yeah. Oh, I love early sample sounds. Not much health left. It's fine now. It's probably fine. Probably. I mean, what is there to worry about? Ow! An elbow in the face. That is something to worry about. Jump kick! Jump kick. Failed jump kick. Failed jump kick and death. There we go. Good job, me! Continue. No. I doubt that's a high score somehow. Actually, not 100% sure if this even has a high score facility. Because it just goes straight back to that screen there. Anyway, Double Dragon 2. Double Dragon 3, meanwhile. Billy and Jimmy Lee are approached by a mysterious fortune teller named Hiroko, who tells them that they must seek 3 mystical stones and unravel the mystery behind them. Thus begins a violent world tour. So this one, we don't have attack, left, attack, right. We have punch, kick, and jump. And controversy. Let's begin.
Mission 1, America.
Mission 1, America. They also have really jerky sprite movement in this one for some reason. It's not for some reason. It's because Technos farmed this one out to an external developer. And I mean, look at it. It looks lovely, but it's just the way everyone moves around the screen is just really juddery and not very good. But the actual graphics themselves are fine. And the music's decent, and the sound effects are pretty good. However, let me just wander in here.
What would you like?
So in here, you can put extra coins into your coin-up machine, and you can buy extra guys, you can buy tricks.
Energy. Thank you.
Power up.
Thank you. Energy. Your stamina will increase 1 point. Insert the coin. Thank you.
So,
Straight. Insert the coin.
in the original arcade version of this, you bought those power-ups by putting more money in the machine. Which means that Double Dragon 3 is the birthplace of the microtransaction. Which is fun. Everybody loves microtransactions. Now, so the nice thing about this Evercade version then is that you can take complete control of that. So if you just want to buff yourself up to obscene levels and just be as strong as possible and steamroller your way through the whole game, you absolutely can do that. On the other hand, if you want to sort of challenge yourself to say, right, I'm going to get through this game only using these power-ups, you can do that. And in fact, it makes this game a lot more palatable and interesting than the original arcade version was. So, while on the one hand, Double Dragon 3 kind of sucks for introducing that mechanic, playing this home version here actually allows us to explore it in a completely different way. Which is kind of neat. And it sort of gives this game another chance in some ways. Because, like I say, although there's a lot of things to dislike about this game, notably the sprite movement and so on, it's also not that bad. It's not that bad. There are far worse beat-em-ups I've played than this. And the fact you can play this with 3 people is very cool. There's Billy, Jimmy, and Sonny, I think the other one is. You know, Sonny, the one who was in all of the other Double Dragon games, except all of them. Ugh. The first zone is in China. Your battle is waiting for your Double Dragons.
Mission 2, China.
I love that. There's just no emotion in that voice. I love it. Let's go spend some more money.
What would you like? You only need 1 trick with energy. Attack power.
Give me some.
You cannot get attack power. You cannot attack power. You cannot gain more attack power. Thank you. Energy weapon trick. You trick. You trick. Thank you.
Okay, so there is an upper limit to how far you can buy stuff. So you can't just keep buying power-ups. There is an upper limit, but you can do stuff like you can keep buying yourself extra health. Which is good, because this game is fond of kicking your ass. Now, interestingly, this game does actually completely lack a score system. You see up at the top, there's that big number, but that's your health. So there's no score or anything. I don't think, anyway. If there is, it's very well hidden. So sort of the main challenge factor in the game here, rather than going for a high score, is just, can you make it through the game? Can you get through the game? If you allow yourself a certain number of credits or a certain number of extra lives bought from the shop or whatever, how far can you get? See, it's pretty though. There's some lovely pixel art in this game. Lovely use of colour. Love that sunset. You have to kill me before you touch the stone. Alright. Ow. Oh, hello. I appear to have become a completely different character. I actually didn't know that happened. But that's what I get from one of the extra guys things that you can buy from the shop. Oh, that's amusing. Oh, he's dead already. Good. Anyway, that is Double Dragon 3. Worth a play, I'd say. Worth a play. More worth the play on the Evercade than it was back in the arcade, certainly. Because it's a lot less exploitative when you don't have to keep feeding money into the machine. Anyway, next up, Mania Challenge. I don't super understand this one because I don't super understand wrestling games. But this is supposed to be one of the first times they sort of got wrestling games right. So if you're familiar with more recent wrestling games, this is kind of the birthplace of how modern wrestling games work. I don't really get it, so I'm not going to pretend to have any great understanding of how to play this game. Because I'm the sort of person who plays a fighting game, and I like having energy bars, you know. But basically what you got is you got 2 attack buttons in this. You got a button that's for punches and throws and grapples and that sort of thing. And then you've got a kick button as well. And then there is a way to try and pin them somehow. I believe it's... Every time I try and do it, he seems to just pick him up and just... I don't know. Like I say, I do not 100% understand wrestling games. I know what you're supposed to do. But I just don't... Like, I don't know how you tell when you can pin someone. And that sort of thing. Get off me. Elbow in the face, and we both fall over. Get up. Yeah, you stay out there. Now, unfortunately, as I said in my article, there is a strange little bug in this game where people don't seem to be able to get back in the ring. The Evercade guys are aware of it and they are working on it, so in a system update there will be an update to this game that will fix that problem. But at the moment, be aware, if you or the enemy falls out of the ring, you may not be able to get back in. It is possible to get back in, but it's a lot harder than it's supposed to be, and I'm not 100% sure what the... not 100% sure exactly what the problem is, but be aware that there is an issue, and 2, the people who care are aware of the fact that there is an issue. So, all being well, that will be fixed before too long. I do like the sprite animations in this. There's a lot of personality about those wrestlers. And just combined with the silly 80s arcade game noises. Run! Or... Nope. Smash! Get up. Yeah, I figured that was probably all over for me. Anyway, that is Mania Challenge. Like I say, that is perfectly playable as long as you stay in the ring for the moment, and the problem that there is with ring outs in this one is in the process of being addressed as we speak. So, yeah, watch out for that. Anyway, moving on. Minky Monkey. This was Technos' first ever game. So originally, if I remember the story correctly, Technos split off from Data East, and this was the first game that they made themselves. So complete 5 monkeys messages, proceed to next level. Failure to complete 5 messages, lose a life. So basically what happens in this one is you'll get instructions at the top of the screen, and you have to follow those instructions, and in this case bring up an apple. Done. And if you do that successfully, you get a success. Whereas if you're not able to do that, you get a failure. And if you get 5 failures, you lose a life. And also if you run into the monkey, you will lose a life. But also if you grab that chili sauce down there, I think you can kill the monkey. There we go. And there we are, 5 successes. So, as you can see, your main opponent in this is Minky Monkey, who is trying his best to stop you from achieving those successes because he will go and grab the fruit and knock it down. So pretty much as soon as he grabs a piece of fruit, you won't be able to go and get it because he'll basically eat it and just knock it to the floor. As I say, if you run into him as well, you will lose a life. If you run into that dragon thing at the top, you'll lose a life. If you hit the floor, you will also lose a life. There's some nice little touches in this, like the fact you can carry multiple bits of fruit at once. That's good. I say, all you need to do, just try and stay one step ahead of Minky Monkey all the time. Get the chili sauce when you can. That also allows you to reflect his shots back at him, which is very satisfying. Actually, this is the best I've ever done in this game. It's nice to finally enjoy some success on camera. Level 3. Can't actually remember if I've ever seen this level before. But, okay. Nice big bonus. And we've now got the high score. Very exciting. Ready! Okay. Bring down. Oh, go away! Oh dear. This is a very awkwardly arranged level. Right. Cherry, bring down. Oh, that's a failure there. Bring down the cherry. Oh no! It suddenly got really hard. Bring down the cherry. And bring down the grapes, except he's got that, so forget that. Oh no! Only need 2 more successes to get into level 4. Bring down. Grape. Bring up cherry. I got this. Alright, next. Go away. I will not allow you to have my cherries. This really is the best I've ever done in this game. Level 4, you say? Okay, bring up a banana and bring up a watermelon. The monkey's gonna get it. Damn you, monkey! Oops. That was foolish. Anyway, that is Minky Monkey. That's pretty straightforward. It's a fun and quite addictive little arcade game though, that one. I'm very fond of that one. P. I really like this high score entry thing as well, the way the letters, you fling them through the pipe and it just plops them out onto the high score table. And this has a continue facility as well. This would have been quite an early game to have a continue feature. So you can pick up from the level you got to if you want to. It will reset your score. But if you do want to keep playing and keep challenging yourself, you can do. Right, that's definitely worthy of a quick save, I think. And just 2 more to go. First one, Mysterious Stones, Dr. John's Adventure. So, Dr. John, no, not that one, is on a mission to uncover the lost treasure of various crypts around the world, and it's up to you to help him. So in this one, we press B to kick and A to fire the pistol, and our aim is to get as much treasure as possible. This is a weird game. It feels more like an NES game than an arcade game. Just in terms of its structure and presentation and so on. But yeah, your basic aim in this is just to... You kick stuff around and that reveals treasures. And you collect the treasures for points. And or kill the enemies. Oops. And the enemies will kill you if you wander into them, of course. You've got to be a bit careful as well, because stuff bouncing back into you can hurt you. It doesn't hurt you, but it sort of knocks you around a bit and stuns you. Like that. And that can sometimes put you in a suboptimal position for further treasure hunting. I don't believe there's any limit to how many bullets you can fire. And occasionally you have to deal with hazards like that, and that is what causes the doors to open to the subsequent chambers. Gathering some ancient Aztec aeroplanes. This game's quite fun because it's quite a sort of high-scoring game. And so there's quite a really strong feeling of you actually going around and getting treasure and stuff. That the sensation that the stuff you're acquiring is actually valuable. Ooh, we can't kill that dude. We can't kill death. Who'd have thought it? Oh dear. Oh, he's still there. Go away. Kick. Ooh, angel. What are you? You look like bad news. Oh no! Oh no, I fell in the lava. Got a nice big score though. Anyway, hopefully you get the idea of that one. There are a lot of different rooms in that to explore. Lots of treasure to find. And there's a mechanic where you see the clock in the bottom left corner of the screen. You have to sort of get back to your plane before, I think, 8 a.m. the next morning to get your treasures evaluated. And that gives you a whole bunch more points and so on. So it's actually a surprisingly deep game for an arcade machine, which is probably why no one's heard of it, because I suspect it was probably too complicated for a lot of people to play in the arcade. And it would have probably done better as a home console game, which it now is. So enjoy. Alright, so last of all we come to the Combat Tribes, which is basically the game that Technos made to make up for Double Dragon 3. So this is not directly connected to Double Dragon, but you can probably see that a certain amount in common. So, particularly the interface you've got at the top of the screen is very similar to Double Dragon 3's. But interestingly, this game goes back to the format of Renegade. Which was a sort of arena brawler. So rather than being a belt-scrolling beat-em-up, as Double Dragon is, in this one you're sort of confined to this arena that will scroll left and right a little bit. And you just have to fend off all of the enemies until the boss shows up. Then you beat the boss. And then you move on. So here we are, last time. Move! Here's our boss. You have to fend them off alongside their lackeys, of course. Again, this is very much a game about sort of understanding reach and the power and impact of your own attacks and how you can best use those things to fend off the enemies around you. Oh dear, and down. Let's continue. This game does have some really spectacular pixel art about it. And kick you in the balls. Yeah, the backgrounds and character sprites in this are really lovely. Right, onwards to Act 2, the Demon Clowns. You're not a fan of clowns? This level is for you because you get to beat up a whole load of them. And again, like Double Dragon 3, you can play this with 3 people. And it's glorious chaos with 3 people. But again, bizarrely, there doesn't seem to be a scoring system in this. It's just about fighting and surviving. Which is fine, it just seems a bit strange for an arcade game. Because there's a ton of arcade games out there that you'd think score wouldn't make a whole bunch of sense in, like racing games and stuff like that, and they still have scores. Something like a beat 'em up like this, though, you'd reckon it would make perfect sense for there to be a scoring facility in there, but apparently not. Anyway, you get the idea. You get the idea. That's been a very quick look at everything on the Technos Arcade Collection 1 cartridge for the Evercade, as seen here on the Evercade VS. It will also run just fine on the Evercade handheld as well. So, yeah, hopefully that's given you a sufficient overview of what each and every one of these games is and why you might want to spend a bit more time with these and trying them out with some friends and so on. This cartridge is the one that comes with all of the available bundles of the Evercade VS. So whether you get the starter pack, the premium pack, or the big bundle that Funstock are doing right now, you will get this cartridge. It's also available separately, so if you've already got the handheld or if you've already got a VS and you want a copy of this, you could buy it separately as well. So yeah, it's a good cartridge. It's a good cartridge. A good example of the sort of arcade stuff that we're going to get on Evercade from this point forward, alongside the continued home console stuff. So if you're not familiar as well, the arcade cartridges come in purple packages as well, so they are a separate collection from the home console collection as well. So there's now 4 of those available. There's Technos Arcade 1, Data East Arcade 1, which we'll take a look at very soon, Galeco Arcade 1, which is fascinating. We'll definitely look at that in a bit more detail soon, and Atari Arcade 1 as well. And that's alongside the 22 currently available cartridges for home consoles, with 2 more coming in March of next year. Alright, so just remains for me to say, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.